the Benita and Catalino Yap Foundation, Chair Antonio Yap, in partnership with the University of Asia and Pacific, Department of Science and Technology, and now with Titana College, I am deeply grateful for being here. I tell Mr. Yap that he is a stellar inspiration that drives human perspiration, because he says that innovation is for a product or service, technology, initiative, etc., that would transform an organization. And this program makes innovation sustainable. This is taken from their website. Okay? So please visit the website if you want to know about the foundation. Baliktarin ko to. Normally, ang conclusion sa likod. Pero alam ko, mga estudyante, by the time I finish lecture, pagod na. Wala na yung conclusion. Okay? So, I'm doing an innovation in my lecture. Sino nagsabi na begin with the end in mind? Who is the person who says, begin with the end in mind? Dapat magsimula ka dun sa dulo. Sino? Sino? Naku, ako galing Metro Bank for 14 years. I've been training consultant of Metro Bank for 14 years. Ganito ba yung produkto ni George T, ng nanay niya? Who says begin with the end in mind? 7 Habits. Who is the author of 7 Habits? Sino? Hindi nyo kilala si Stephen Covey? Oh my God, management people. Okay, take note. Okay. So I will put the introduction conclusion first. Number 1, the claim that economics is the queen of sciences may still hold true today. Yung mga ekonomista, they think yun ang pinaka magandang siyensya. But it has to consider the role of social science and, more importantly, the overwhelming influence of digital technology in business sector. Economics, okay. Accounting, okay. But you have to find the role of technology. That's the first lesson on innovation. Number 2, the business sector in the West, America, Europe, yung lahat na binigay ni except for Tesla. Tesla, that is Indian. But the rest of the example given by Dr. Roman is Western. It has embraced the social dimension of economics. It interprets socialism from a democratic capitalist perspective through corporate social responsibility. So, the Chinese approach to economics is no longer called Marxist. It is now called Marxian economy. Bakit? Pag sinabi Marxist, anong gusto sabihin? Siya ay Marxist. Anong gusto sabihin kung Marxist ka? Are you communist? There was an interpretation of Marxist as communist in the Philippines. But today, is China communist in the terms of Marxist? No. That's why they call their economy Marxian. Marx, I-A-N. Okay? Because this is 21st century. Number 3, the dominance of technology in business provides a window of opportunity for entrepreneurs. They subvert the giant corporations, the big corporations. Because big corporations perfect their product from 12 to 8 months of incubation. and therefore, they are beaten in the market by entrepreneurs. So, yung sinasabi natin na innovation of entrepreneurs, they are a threat to big corporations. Number 4, educational institutions are challenged to explore the market outside the university. The university itself, the faculty, and the students must connect their research and bring their innovation and entrepreneurship outside the confines of the college or university. Ito ang pinaka-importante, number 5. The Chinese educational model for training students as entrepreneurs makes use of Alibaba, AliExpress, and Taobao digital technology for hands-on business experience while the students are in college. Do you have School of Entrepreneurship here? Do you have a program where you do the platform of Alibaba or AliExpress to sell items? Meron ba? So that's a good challenge. Sana your professor is here to learn. This is Chinese experience. Number 6, business is operating in a VUCA world. V-U-C-A. Ano bang VUCA world? Management. Wala ba tayong management student? VUCA, vulnerable, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. Malabo bang mundo nyo? Is your world confusing or malinaw? Anong malabo? Yung mata mo malabo. No, the way things are moving. Okay. You go to some malls, the stores are open today. Few months later, sara. Okay. In some countries, they have president today. Tomorrow, they don't have. Okay. The Taipans are alive today. Tomorrow, they're dead. Is George T. alive or dead? Who is George T?
George.
Yeah? Gising na siya, gising. The founder and owner of Metrobank. He is one of the best innovators. Bakit? Alam niyo bang kwento ng Metrobank? Hindi. Okay. When the father of George T. was running a textile factory, they wanted to borrow money from the bank in order to resuscitate the business. No bank would lend him money. So what did George T? He has a problem of borrowing money. So what did George T do? He opened a bank. Because George T is not a banker. What is George T? An artist. He is a collector of paintings. Okay. But there is a problem, he gives solution. He is an innovator. Okay. So today the world is magulo. Including your love life? Lack of love life. So less magulo kasi lack of. Okay. But those who are in love are inspired, right? Those who are not in love perspire. Number 7, and this is important, I am not pro Duterte, but I am just stating what is happening. President Duterte's relationship with China must be viewed with an understanding of new China. Because China is now being called a global grown-up. Medyo nag-mature ng China. Kasi ang tingin natin sa China noon, bully. Okay? Inhuman, communist. I really would like you to meet the millennial Chinese students so that you will understand that Chinese are normal pala eh. You know, my family went to China in 2003. And what was our picture of the Chinese people? They are wearing the olive drab Mao Zedong jacket and marching on the street like this. They were not. They were like you and me. But even today, we have to erase our prejudice against mainland China. Okay? And maybe for the future, you guys should marry Chinese citizens to promote harmony. Gusto mo ba, in-chick? And then the insulting word pa, hey, boyfriend niya, chick ko. No, I really want us to understand China in her own terms. And we should not understand China from our prejudicial term. Okay, so let's go. Let's trace innovation. First, Industrial Revolution. From agriculture, we have mechanized things. You have combustion engines. Okay? Next. Second. Electricity and telephone and automobiles began to appear, which you take for granted. Electric energy. Okay? In 1950, when I was grade 1, walang electric stove. You have to use firewood. And your kitchen is what? Sa labas ng bahay, di ba? Kasi kung ganito yung roof nyo, mangingitim. Eh ngayon, electric. Okay, next. Nuclear energy, boom. What happened to Japan? Okay, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Okay. The emergence of nuclear, but the new energy came out in terms of transistor radios. Hindi nyo na inabot ang transistor, hindi ba? Ang laki-laki. Walkman. Okay. Now we are in the era of programmable logic controllers, PLCs, and robotics. Please visit Gardenia in Laguna. Have you visited the Gardenia? Yes. So, what happened to the workers there? Na-reduce pang workers sa Gardenia? Nurses and even doctors. You will finally and probably lose your job. When robotics comes, the doctors will be replaced by AI, Mr. Doctor. Nurses will be... But of course, that's what they said about the accountants, and it did not happen. Because you need still people to operate the machines. So don't be afraid. You have to migrate to how to operate and make the robots obey you. Are you a nurse? Nurse? Not yet. Oh, pero pwede siya kasi mukhang nurse talaga. Okay, next. We are here in the Industrial Revolution number 4. It's a digital revolution. It's no longer coming from energy. Hindi ba? Ang liit-liit ng cellphone. Saan ba nanggagaling yung energy? Ang liit-liit ng battery nito. Galing ng cellphone. If you know how to operate it. I don't know how to operate it, so I'm using a Jurassic cell phone, BlackBerry. Okay, from my daughter. Yeah, because my daughter taught me how to use it, but nobody's teaching me that. Okay. If you want to make money, you know how to operate a touch cell phone for senior citizens. That's innovation. That's innovation. Go to the mall, open it. Those who want to learn, I'll be your first student. Next. Ito na. The digital revolution has made us interact with machines. Today, if you cannot interact with machines, you will not keep your job. Today, if you do not know how to use computers and other technologies, you may lose your job. Okay? So, anyone who has seen the picture of Michelangelo on creation? The two fingers are touching. One is representing God, the other one is representing. But today, with whom are we touching fingers with? With robots and machines. Are you sure you're real, pare? Are you sure you're real? You're not real. Who are you?
I'm still a human.
He is human. Okay. Is he human or inhuman? He is human. Okay. So, what is the saying today? You should use digital technology or die. Me, I probably am slowly dying if I cannot adjust to technology. Next. Ito. My daughter, who is global HR from Unilever, they had a conference in Shanghai, and they were brought to the main office of Jack Ma, 3 hours ride from Shanghai. And she was thoroughly impressed on how Chinese technology is doing it. Kanina, sinasabi ni Dr. Roman that if you want to buy something, you just use your cell phone. Toot! My Chinese students here in Manila are complaining. Dr. Emil, so many coins. You have to count so many coins. And they said, why? There's no problem in counting coins. In China, we don't count coins and money anymore. We use our cell phone. You buy something, toot. You want to borrow money, toot. So are we Jurassic? Yes. We have not caught up with technology. Okay? So, anong problema ng Unilever? Unilever takes about 12 to 18 months. 12 to 18 months. 1 year to 1 year and a half. To perfect their product. Are you using close-up? Sino gumagamit ng close-up dito? Lalaki, Axe. Dove? Are you using Axe, Dove? Wala? Dove, okay. Before that is sent to the market, they perfected that product for 12 to 18 months. So anong problema dyan? The problem is, there are small entrepreneurs who produce soap in less than 1 year and beat them to the market. Okay. So big companies now are having problems with entrepreneurs. So my daughter says they want to cut it to simply design, test, and learn. Yung sinasabi ni Dr. Roman ganina. So that it will be fast. Okay. Because the entrepreneurs are now slowly eating their products. So if you're an entrepreneur, you are a threat. They call that, Christensen calls that disruptive innovation. Yung mainstream big companies, there will be small innovators here who will eventually go up and replace them. Next. Ito ang hindi na-discuss. Ang akala natin ng innovation is purely business. But innovation is has a social implication. Bakit? May pangailangan ng society, and there is business opportunity, and then there is the company. Okay. Actually, the innovation should be a tripartite cooperation of government, business, and civil society. Pero sa ngayon, business does not trust government too much unless na mayroon silang alliance for corruption, right? So, hindi maganda. But if we trust government, because government is not corrupt, then business can work together and we will benefit more. That is social innovation. Okay, next. Ito na yung history. Tingnan niyo yan. The history of social 1957, di pa kayo pinanganak, right? I was 13 years old. Short pants na ako niyan. Okay? And then, in 2007, so Benjamin Franklin, you remember Benjamin Franklin? These are economics people, Durkheim, Max Weber. Okay? These are also considered, if you are from management, these are considered innovators. Next. Goudin, French, no? Ang DIS, Goudin. Para may sipon ka, Goudin. He's a French-Canadian. Okay? He says it existed long before technological innovation. So social innovation was ahead of technology. It goes as far as 18th century. It went to 1940s. Okay. Social innovation meant socialism. Patay tayo dyan. Pag socialista ka, ano ka? A socialist is considered in the Philippines. But why? Pag socialist ka, ang kasama mo ay doon namumundok. No permanent address. NPA. National People's Army. Yun ang concept natin ng socialism. So mayroon tayong history na hindi maganda. You talk to the Chinese students, and they say, you know, Mao Zedong was very good. Pero sa atin, very bad. Bakit? Nabasa niyo ba ang Little Red Book ni Mao Zedong? Maghanap kayo sa library, yung mga sayings ni Mao Zedong. Yun ang pinag-aralan sa Pinas, at nagkaroon ng Communist Party of the Philippines. Yung communists ng China are no longer communists who are armed rebels. Sa atin, nandun pa sa bundok. Magulo pa rin tayo. In social innovation, we lag behind. Because socialism is not accepted. And the people thinking about Mao Zedong's ideology are thinking 1950. So shall we wait for them to die? Or shall we ask them to come down and, pare, hali kayo. China has changed, but you have not changed. So, Philippine socialism is equated to communism. Next. Social innovation has been coming up and down. It's called social change, social economy, social invention, social capital, social technology. Ito yung mga, who are the Roman Catholics here? Raise your hands. Who are Roman Catholics? Raise your hands, Roman Catholics. Okay. The Catholic Church contributed to the concept of socialism. Yung simbahang Katoliko ay nagsabi na dapat magkaroon ng social justice. Kasi nung araw, yung management, yung may-ari ng kumpanya, at yung mga workers na mayroon ng union, nag-aaway. Okay? But the church said, you must respect each other's right. Labor has rights and management has rights. So ito yon si Pope Leo, si Pope Pius, John the 23rd. Dapat magkaroon ng social justice. So nagkaroon tayo ng SSS, nagkaroon tayo ng mga PhilHealth, 13th month pay. That's part of social justice. Next. Ang social innovation, sino si Adam Smith? Anong libro sinulat ni Adam Smith? Very good. Plus 20. And your student, professor? He looks like a professor. Ano kayo? He says it with the conference. Adam Smith. Okay. The Wealth of Nations. Kung paano pagkaroon ng yaman ang isang bansa. Okay. And it depends on social innovation. Okay, next. Ito na. So, Chinese social innovation. We need to explore and appreciate social innovation from the Eastern perspective and not only from the Western perspective. Ito yung kulang natin. tayo ay nakaroon ng malikmata. Ang lahat na nanggaling sa Western context of economics, social, disciplines, scientific, from the West, okay. Pero wala tayong alam nangyayari sa East. Yan. Marxian socialist experience came about because Mao Zedong's created forward and Deng Xiaoping's communist market. Okay? Communist market. Parang hindi magkaroon ng how can a communist have a democratic market? Pero ang innovation ng China, ganyan. Communist sila, pero inadapt nila yung democratic market. And therefore, they have now unleashed their political, economic wealth. So, ito yun, in-interview ko estudyante ko. Anong sabi niya? Dr. Emil, kung walang Mao Zedong, walang Deng Xiaoping, walang modern China. So tayo, nagkaroon ng Catholic faith for 400 years, nagkaroon ng American democracy for 50 years. Saan tayo? Because we did not trace our original DNA before the Spaniards. Tayo ay bansa ng mga magaganda. Bakit? Saan ba galing ang unang Pilipina? Nung biniyak ang kawayan, anong lumabas? Si malakas, maganda. Ang ating lingwahe nagsasabi na tayo ay magandang bansa. Translate good sa Pilipino, mabuti. Bakit nagsasabi ka magandang umaga? Good morning is translated as good morning, butete na magandang umaga. Hindi tayo nasasabi mabuti, but magandang umaga. Yung taga Bicol, anong pangalan ng pumuputok ng bulkan doon? Anong gusto sabihin ng magayon? We are a beautiful nation. We have lost that tradition. Kung sabihin na kung wala kang masabing maganda, today, Senate and Congress will close. Bakit? Ano bang sinasabi sa Senate and Congress? Puro pangit. If only we can harness the beautiful DNA we have. Okay. Next. Tingnan mo to, this is a Confucian way of doing things. If you want to be great in the world, have the ability to rule and responsible for the country. If you want the ability for the country well, you must have the ability to manage relationship with big families. If big families, you must learn and manage to control yourself. We must learn to manage and control ourselves. And we can add, manage and innovate. Anong pangalan nitong ilaw? Sino nag-imbento nito? Bakit binibili natin sa Amerika? His invention was sold ang patent sa Amerika because we did not encourage and protect our inventors. I sit on a walking machine that has 0.05 volt in my body. My blood pressure went down and my blood sugar is neutralized. Sino ang unang nag-imbento niyan? Pilipino. He asked for DOST for 1 million to develop the machine. Ayaw. Binenta niya sa Japan. Ang Japan developed it. Ang nagmamarket, Malaysia. Sino ang gumagamit? Pinoy. We have no representative from the government here, but the government must protect our inventors and innovators. Okay, next. Social entrepreneurship. Mainstream means old management. Multi-stream means new management. The trend in management is there is a meaning non-mainstream means new, focus on the goals other than profit. Anong bottom line ng negosyo? Profit, pera. What is the new bottom line for new business management? Profit is only one of them. Well-being is included. Aesthetics, emotional, intellectual, personal, environmental, etc. Okay. Next. Next slide. Ito na, we go to educational. Overtime na ba ako? How many minutes do you have? 5, 10? Okay. Ito yung statement about education. If we cannot harness your power, sayang yung power na yan. Yun ang sinasabi. Next. Implication. Students should seek out to learn and practice skills associated with being innovative. Okay? They should be innovative teams, etc. That is a repeat of what Dr. Roman says. Next, for the faculty industry, okay. Titana should have an industry partner who will shift their focus on innovation in education. Next, there is a need to involve teaching and learning, research and engagement as drivers for innovation and entrepreneurship. Okay. Next. These are examples, okay? From De La Salle University, Mr. Balatro is making a study on nascent academic entrepreneurs on how the teachers become entrepreneurs. Next. From Jose Rizal University, they have a major in management, and I am teaching 6 MBA entrepreneurs in Camp Crame. The wife of General Albayalde is my student. Okay? And she is opening her alkaline water enterprise in California. So the Pinoy is invading market outside the Philippines. The other girl, yun online apparel, is going to do an application for, if you're going to America and it is winter there, you have to carry heavy clothing. Through the application, you will contact somebody there who will rent you a heavy apparel. So, your luggage, wala kang mabigat na dadalhin. So, using technology. There is a DBA Chinese student who wrote dissertation on the innovation system in Chinese companies. Next. Okay. This guy just reported, we just finished the course, 2019. He's a professor, and then the university is allowing him to create a company. Okay? The university will allow the professor to create a company. Why? Next. Okay. To train cross-border e-commerce. Okay. And then help SMEs in China, especially in the province, to sell products all over the world. Okay. Next. So these are his students who won the award during the e-commerce competition. And what is their platform? Their platform is AliExpress, which is a subsection of Alibaba. Okay, next. I gave you this conclusion. Next. Next. Ito. This is in honor of the foundation. The foundation is always communicating to us in many ways. When the audience is ready, the speaker appears. When the students are ready, the professor appears. When the sweetheart is ready, the boyfriend appears. That is the law of attraction. Wag, ang strama, nag-strama kayo, hindi ba? Strategic. Parang Japanese pilot eh. May target. Pinipilit mo talaga eh, no? Hindi. That is Western concept of achievement. What is Eastern concept? Flow. The energy is with you now. Pero that's, di ba? You're just surprised, you met somebody, and then it started it all. Without any effort. Okay? Kakabagan kayo. Okay. So BCYF has a vision to help Philippines and the rest of Asia develop, okay, with dignity. Ang last statement ko diyan is, we are spiritual beings with human activities. Kaya kung entrepreneur ka, dapat matibay ka. It's not the other way around. Kasi kung we are human beings with spiritual activities, pag may nangyari sa'yo physically, lupay-pay ka na. But if you are a spirit, the spirit does not die, right? Are you a spirit? Are you divine? Hindi siya makapag... Are you divine? Yes, why? Why are you divine? Pangalan mo ba, Divina Valencia? Why are we divine? We are made to the image and likeness of God. And therefore, you can create anything you can think of. What you think materializes. So, iniisip na yung boyfriend mo, it will materialize. Okay, with that, I end my session. I hope I have awakened you about China. Ayaw na ng microphone, uuwi na tayo. Question!
Thank you, Dr. Emil Hudtohan, for that wonderful presentation. May we request Adrian Rigorso for an open forum with Dr. Emil Hudtohan.
Okay, so, meron po ba nag-take down notes? Yung mga, doon sabi ko kanina mag-take down notes para may tanong. Baka may gusto kayong linawin. Yes, meron. Sino po ba? Meron po ba? Sumagot po? So, naiintindihan po yung sinabi ng speaker natin.
Anything under the sun. Kahit anong question, sagutin ko. Love life. How is innovation done in a relationship?
Ako na naman ang magtatanong, sir. Tanong ko lang po kung sa panahon ngayon, meron po bang technology na or innovator organization na gumagawa ng product para makatulong sa farmers? Kasi yung Pilipinas is a agriculture country. So, meron po bang organization?
I'm not an agriculturist, but De La Salle Araneta University has a 64-hectare farm. Okay? And they have 200 scholars. Ang alam ko, it's not helping the product, but what can they do with the product? So, they are now selling pickled ampalaya. And the market is so big, they cannot supply among La Salle schools alone. There are 16 La Salle schools over the Philippines. And what they produce is not enough. So it's more on how to innovate on the product itself to help the people who are doing ampalaya farming. And then they also have pickled cucumbers, but their fast selling is the calamansi bottle juice. So there is a market. They have not mechanized to produce more. That is the problem. But I'm not aware of how new products can be developed. Other questions?
Sir, Luigi po pala. Opo. Sir, how do you, na-mention nyo kanina, sir, yung law of attraction po ba? Madalas ko po siyang marinig sa mga places. Paano po ba yung ginagawa properly?
Hindi lang natin naiintindihan. It's happening to us, but dito not identify it as law. Number one, ito yon. Okay? The level of what is physical. Di ba? Physical. Di ba? Physical. This is physical. Okay? Your nose is. What is above the physical? It's not spiritual. It's not yet divine. What is above the physical is metaphysical. Ano ba yan? Metaphysics. Metaphysics is about quantum physics. The study of quanta, smallest particle of matter. Okay? So, what is the smallest particle of matter? Atom. That answer is 50 years ago. So what is the name of the smallest particle of matter today? The clue is in the family of Bello. What is the name of the husband of Bello? Original. Ang original, hindi yan original. Sino? Anong first name ni Inares? Starts with an A. Atom Inares. Anong pangalan ng anak nila? So, alin ang mas malaki? Tatay o? So, ang atom malaki, si quark. The new name of smallest particle is the quark. Oh, kita niyo si Bello, smart, ano? So, the smallest particle of matter is quark. And in metaphysics, if you remove sodium from chlorine, bring chlorine to California, leave sodium here, what will they do? Chlorine will look for sodium. That is the law of attraction. Okay? So, the law of attraction is the energy that you have attracts somebody else's energy. Even if you do not do anything. Okay? So, you have to learn to read events. May gusto ka mangyari, you want to invent something, it does not happen. Should you be upset? Because the timing is not. Okay. I'll give you a practical example on how to read events. I was told by Binil through email, I have 2 checks at Binil. So I went there, and the one who will release the check, nagdoon sila sa team building, kaya wala. So galit na galit ako. Ano ba? Wala kayong backup system. Dapat may tao dito. So I went to HR to complain. I want my check. So they run through the computer. Sabi na, sir, may check ka dito. Sabi ko, ay, salamat. Pero ito ay August 16, 2018. 22,000 pesos. Can I deposit in the bank? September, October, November. Stale check after 6 months. So, hindi na ako nagalit. Bakit? I was asked to go to Binil not to get my check, but to be able to get my check that was... So you have to read it that way. Pag nabigo ka sa pag-ibig, be happy. Pero mahirap, hindi ba? Because something great is coming to you. Okay? So that is the law of attraction. You read the events more than what is just what your eyes. But you read it in terms of energy. Pag nabigo ka, at saka you try, Very good. What is Einstein? What did Einstein say about invention? 90% failure, 10% genius. Because he keep on repeating. Okay, other question. Does that answer? Just reflect on what happens to you. Okay? Others, yung mga nurses, mawalan kayo ng trabaho, i-replace kayo ng mga robotics. Anong sasabihin nyo doon? Think. Learn technology connected to nursing. Okay? Others, doon sa other side.
Hello, sir. So I am inspired by my classmate. She really hates Chinese people. So is there any chance that the negative mantra about Chinese people will be changed into a positive one?
Is there a chance that... Oh yes, who has the negative mantra? Your friend, right? Okay. What you think materializes. If you think of evil things, if you think of pain and suffering because you... But if you think positive, then it becomes positive. So don't read the newspaper every day. Why? The newspaper brings you bad news. And you put it inside. So my wife gets upset when people talk negative about Duterte. Kasi pro-Duterte siya. Sa Facebook, ang sister niya, nag-away sila tungkol kay Duterte. In-unfriend niyang sister niya. Why? Because if it stays inside you, it affects your emotions and it affects the way you think. So you also become negative. Okay? It's hard to control your mind to accept only positive things. But if you accept it, you don't need... You think how old I am? How old I am? Tell me the truth. The way the Duterte pronounced, I am 74. 74. I'm 74 years old. Why? I don't delve into negative things. I gave up smoking. I gave up drinking. I got married. Because my wife tells me, stop smoking, stop drinking. So marriage in that sense is very good if you listen to your partner. Any other questions? Some more. Oh, the nurses are active today.
Sir, I'm with BS.
BS? BS? Joking on. Bachelor of Science in Education.
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
My question is it possible, yung tanong po niya na possible po ba na mabago? Yung tanong ko po, posible po ba na mag-merge yung Philippines and China despite na parang snobbish po yung China?
China as the leverage point of change is China. Okay? So, when you say merge, will China make us Chinese? Or will China be friendly to us in harmony? Okay. So, we have to be more careful on what we mean by merge. No? If you mean by merge that China will make us Chinese citizens, no. But if China will relate to us as another nation, respected by her, as we respect them, then that is a good harmony. Okay. We have to look at China as a big brother. And we cannot afford to look at China as somebody we want to bully and fight. Ito yung 4 na indicators why a nation is progressive. Okay? Social Development Index says, number 1, to be a nation that is powerful, you must have, the nation to be powerful, you must have energy capture. Marami kang enerhiya, nuclear, okay, gas, solar. Okay. Second one is war-making capability. Pag ikaw ay maging malaking bansa at matibay, you must have war-making capability. Oh, tingnan mo yan ang capability ng China. You know, if they exchange interballistic missiles, maubos na yung Amerika with 31 billion ba? What is the population of China? Its big population will survive against smaller population. Much more Philippines. So you have to be realistic. Yung pangatlo is technology advancement. China has advanced technology. Kinokontrolan nila yung Facebook and other social media. And then the last one is urbanization. China is great. The eastern side is highly urbanized. But the western is underdeveloped, and then northern because of the cold country. But China is highly urbanized. Tayo, build pa lang tayo. Okay. So we must work in harmony, not in distrust. Okay? And we must also establish our dignity as a people. Those are the conditions that would make us work with China. Other questions? Somebody here?
Out of topic, sir. Ano ba? How will you give an innovation in a relationship that is very hard to handle? Pero you've been already in 8 years, but he or she is very overprotective and possessive to you. But he or she loves you, kaso nagtitiis na lang.
Hinahanap yung relationship is not one way. So it's to be creative or innovative is one is first understand the other party. Why is she overprotective? Okay, may insecurity ba siya? So do not make her more insecure by doing things that makes her insecure. Okay. But if it does not work, it's time to say goodbye. But my daughter was in a relationship, well, ito. Ang unang boyfriend ng daughter ko, Chinese. Second boyfriend, Chinese. Third boyfriend. Pero it didn't work out. Sabi ko, after the Chinese came out, sabi ko, sayang, we were being prepared for. But she fell in love with a guy from Poland. 7 years. They met in Singapore. The guy was assigned in Cambridge. And my daughter, as an expat in Singapore, followed the guy. No longer an expat in the company paying her. Then the guy got transferred to Silicon Valley because the guy is a digital engineer developing cell phone this big, this thumb. And when she visited him, she found out he had an affair with an American married woman. So after 7 years, boom. That's the reality. So while you follow law of attraction, you must understand when it's time to let go and end the relationship. So it's a painful experience. Oh, iyak ka na. So what did she do? She posted herself on the Facebook looking for a boyfriend. She found one. But the guy is a divorcee with 2 kids. And now they're living together. What should I do as a father? She is now 39 years old. She is old enough. She decides for herself. If it makes her happy, yes. And I think she's happy because the partner is pursuing MBA. And is asking, when we met, we talked endlessly because he's an MBA student, I teach MBA and DBA. So. And the guy cooks, I cook because my wife does not cook. So there are many similarities with that guy and my character. That is law of attraction. But today, we have to understand personal decision is a choice. If you make a choice and you think it is right, God help you. Do it. Even sometimes it is not agree with your opinions. So in the long run, the individual is very important. And your freedom of choice is most important. Okay, other questions? The clapping means we have to end the session. So thank you very much.